Hi guys, in this video I want to show you how to run almost every Windows software on your Linux PC with 100% compatibility. The only downside is there is not much 3D acceleration, but besides that, everything runs as it is installed on Windows because it is installed on Windows. Today we are running Windows in a box. Windows as a software program in our Linux system, a so-called virtual computer. This tutorial is for complete beginners, so for all who just came to Linux and have to use a specific Windows program and cannot run this in, for example, wine or bottles, then we take this method I'm showing you today. So for that, we need to install Windows 11 and we have to download Windows 11. We search for it and then we see download Windows 11. And then we see the disk image ISO for x64 devices. We need this one, and I take the multi-edition ISO here, then select download now. Then it is validating our request. If you have a VPN enabled, then just disable it at this state. Otherwise, Microsoft doesn't let you download its software. Language, we take English International. In my case, I select confirm, and then we are validating our request. And after some time, we get a download link here, 64-bit download. This takes plenty of time because it is about 5 GB big here. In the meanwhile, we also have to install some other software. For that, I am going to the website virtualbox.org. Here we have it. I select download and then I select Linux distributions, and then here we are. If you have Linux Mint 21, then you have to take the Ubuntu 22 version. If you have Linux Mint 22, then you have to select the Ubuntu 24 version. And if you have, for example, Linux Mint 23 in the future, then you have to select the Ubuntu version 26.4. I'm running currently on Linux Mint 22.1, so I'm selecting the Ubuntu 24.4 download. This download starts here and takes some time. In the meanwhile, we can check if our computer is able to run such a virtual computer. For that, I'm opening up my system monitor here. Here we have it, perfect. And then we see the memory size here. In my case, I have a size of 32 GB, so this is enough for me. You at least need about 8 GB or 7 GB of memory here. If this is the case for you, then this will run and then this will be okay. If you have lower than 8 or 7 GB, then this method won't work properly. At another point, we need a bit of disk space, about 20 to 30 gigabytes up to 80 gigabytes of disk space on our computer. So for that, you could check this just by a disk usage analyzer, for example. And here in my case, I have 76 gigabytes available. This is enough for me, and this is okay. Now let us head over to our VirtualBox download and let's see if this has finished. So after the completion, we just single click this thing here and install this package here. Just hit reinstall here. In my case, I already had installed it, but just hit install, select continue and type in your password, and then this is okay for you. While the download is running, we can minimize our web browser and we can open up VirtualBox the first time here. And here we see our new VirtualBox window. I select new here and give it a name. I name it Windows 11. Then the rest I leave as a default. I select next, and then we can adjust the base memory and the processors. I'm selecting the base memory of 8 GB here because I'm still in the green area. At least you should select here 4 GB. This is this 4096 megabytes. This is completely fine, but I'm taking now 8 GB. Then we see the processors. Please select at least 2 processors and then just stick in the green area. I'm going with 4 processors. This will be enough for me. Then I select next, and then we can select a virtual hard disk and define the size. We have to take a minimum size of 80 gigabytes because otherwise Windows 11 doesn't want to install itself. But this 80 gigabytes are just virtual, so the actual size will be a lot smaller unless you really have 80 gigabytes of disk space used inside Windows. So yeah. I'm selecting 80 gigs here, this is okay, and also if you have lower than 80 gigs, like, for example like me, then this is fine, but you have to have about 20 to 30 gigabytes of disk space for that Windows machine. So I select next, and then I select finish. And then we are ready to go. One thing we have to ensure that our virtualization is enabled by our system. So I select start here, and then we see here our Windows 11 VirtualBox machine. Yeah, in my case, it also shows an error message, but this is okay because we see the VirtualBox logo in the background. If you don't see that logo and if you see a failed message, then have a look about this fail message, what it says. If there's a failed message about virtualization is disabled, something like this, then you have to set it in your BIOS system. Your BIOS system is the system of your computer itself, where you, for example, selected the installation of Linux. If you are in your BIOS, have a look for something like virtualization technology or VTX or something like this, and make sure that this is enabled. Then afterwards you could reboot your computer just normal into Linux again, and then this virtualization should be enabled. But we also need to ensure one thing more, and this is that we ourselves are in the right VBox users groups, for example, USB devices. For that, we select our menu here and search for users and groups. I select this here, I type in my password. Here we have it, and I select my user account and select the groups menu here. And then in the groups menu, please ensure that you have VBox users enabled. This isn't enabled by default, so just set the tick here and select OK. In the end, we have to be in the group VBox users, that VirtualBox is running properly also with USB devices, and yeah, the rest will be also fine without the VBox user group. To apply this VBox user group, you at least have to re-log in, better to restart your complete computer, just to make sure that this group is applied to all processes of your user. This is it for the preparation. After our download has finished, we see this ISO file in here. I'm starting VirtualBox again if you haven't opened it yet, and then in our virtual machine, which we created some minutes ago, I select just start here. Then we get a window with a DVD field. There I select this small arrow on the right side and select other in here. Then I'm going to my downloads folder and select my appropriate Windows ISO file here, and then select mount and retry boot. Then I click in the with the mouse in this field here and just type one key. It's completely irrelevant which key, for example spacebar or some letter, and then if everything's right, you see the Windows setup. You also see some hints about the mouse integration and the auto capture keyboard. This is completely okay for me. I select don't show again, and then this is fine. If you are stuck at a specific moment, then just press your right control key, not your left, your right control key, and then your mouse is disabled. I select my language and my time and currency format, and then select next. Then I select install now, and then our setup is starting. Now we could activate Windows if we want, but we don't want to. You don't have to buy a Windows license for that. So I select I don't have a product key, and then this is fine. Then you also see your operating system, Windows 11 Home or Windows 11 Pro. I'm going with Windows 11 Pro because then I have a bit more control over the updates, but it's completely irrelevant here which version you are choosing here. So I select next, and then we come to the license agreement. I hit accept and select next. Then we select the customized install, Windows only, and then there is the question, where do we want to install Windows? It's very easy. We don't select anything here and we just hit next here, and then it's everything fine, and our Windows setup is starting and Windows installation is running now. In the meanwhile, we could adjust some very cool integrations later that we have with our virtual Windows here. So I select devices up here and select shared folders and select shared folders settings. Here inside shared folder settings, I'm selecting the new icon here, add new shared folder, and then I select folder path, other, and here I create a new folder. I already recorded a German video about this, so I just created this Windows folder, but you could also hit create folder here and select Windows and then create. But in my case, this folder already exists, so I just select this one here and then select open. Now I can give it a folder name, and as a genius, I'm naming this now Linux, because this is how the folder will appear inside the Windows machine. In the end, very important that we hit auto mount here and make permanent. These are very, very important options. And then I select OK with the other fields in default mode. So I select OK, and then this looks fine for us. I select OK again, and then we are just waiting for our Windows installation. While Windows is restarting or Windows is installing, it's completely irrelevant in which state you are. Select devices here, then select network, and then disconnect this network adapter. And then the adapter should be grayed out, and in a disabled state you see it like here. So this is very important that we avoid our Windows account in a few seconds. Now we are booted up in our welcome screen. Please don't fill out anything here yet, because we have something else to do, because we don't want to insert a Microsoft Online account. So for that, we now, when we are in this state, press the key combination Shift F10 and then a CMD is starting. Then we type in the following commands here, all in uppercase letters, OOBE, then we type in a backslash, not the forward slash, and then BYPASSNRO, exactly like this, and then press enter. And then our Windows is restarting. And please make sure that your internet connection is now disabled, very, very important. After some time, we see our welcome screen again, and then we can hit yes here. And you see the window is a bit small here in this Windows setup. This is completely fine. We will get through it. I select yes here, and then we select our keyboard layout. For me, this is fine. I select yes. And do we want to add a second keyboard layout? No, I don't want to it. So I select skip only here, and then we see our internet connection. Because we typed in our BYPASSNRO in the CMD, we now see the button I don't have internet. So I select this one and then select continue with limited setup. This is fine for me. Then we can now just define a local Microsoft account. I'm typing user1, for example, and then select next. And then we can define a password. This could be a very simple one. So in my case, I'm only selecting 1234, 1234, and I'm also inserting it into the confirmation here. Then we have to add some security question. You could define real questions here, or just also go with your 1234, 1234, and then complete this with every security question we are having here. Perfect. Childhood's nickname, also 1234, 1234. Then we see our Microsoft questions, which data should be taken from us. I Can highly recommend always selecting the latest one of these. We don't see everything. We have a scroll bar here on the right, so we can scroll down here and then select no, then hit accept, then also no here, accept, and so on. So we always select the second one here. And then afterwards we see our welcome screen. Now Windows is preparing itself. After some minutes, then we are almost finished with our installation, but we see the screen is very small yet and we have to change this. For that we hit devices up here and then select insert guest editions CD image. So I'm selecting this one. This takes a moment, and then we go in our file explorer and then hit our CD drive here. In our CD drive, I'm selecting the VBox Windows Editions here. Just double click it and then a installation menu will appear very shortly. I select yes here and then we see our installation setup. I hit next the whole time, then hit install, and then our VirtualBox guest editions will be set up. These are additional drivers for our Windows machine here. So afterwards I hit reboot now, and that we are doing now. If you want, only if you want, you could now enable your network again. I'm enabling it now. So now we are back again at our Windows machine. I type in my very secure password, and you see the screen resolution of Windows didn't change yet. So I just minimize this window here, resize it a bit. Now VirtualBox should check, okay, here, this guy is changing its window size, so I have to tell Windows about the new screen resolution. This takes a moment, especially in the start of the Windows machine, only the very first start, as you see here. And if I now hit maximize again, then we see perfect. Now our Windows screen size is adjusted as we wanted it. Now in the end, I recommend to enable in devices the shared clipboard thing here and then select bidirectional. And then we can copy some text in here and paste it in our Windows machine and vice versa. Very cool for that. Also, a very cool trick is by pressing the right control key and F, and then we are accessing the full screen mode. I just select do not show this message again and then select switch, and then we see, yeah, perfect, Windows is now in full screen mode. But we can also get back by just hitting the right control key and F again, and then we are only in a window. Perfect. As a next point, let us check if the folder is working. We just set up earlier. So I select our Windows folder here and I'm creating a new document, and this is called subscribe to Linuxort. TXT. Perfect. Now we should have two files in here. So I'm selecting my Windows machine back again here, and then hit my file explorer. And where is this Linux folder inside? We take this PC and then we see network locations Linux. So this is our Linux folder, and here we see subscribe to Linuxort. Perfect. And if you want, you could add this to your quick access here. And then you have your Linux folder just on your left side here. Very neat, very easy. This is it for our Windows machine. And if you want to shut it down, or if you want to exit this Windows program, just hit start here and just shut it down like a normal computer, and now it is closed. In the end, we want to start up our Windows 11 machine right from our start menu. So I right click the Windows 11 entry here inside our VirtualBox manager, and I select create shortcut on desktop. Now I hit X here and then go to my desktop inside my file manager. Then I'm selecting view and select extra pane. You could also hit F3, and then we are going to our home folder. We want to see our hidden files, so I select view and select show hidden files here, and then I'm heading into the .local folder. share, and then to applications. And inside this application folder, I just drag and drop this Windows 11 entry to this shared applications folder. So this is it. And now if I want to open up Windows 11, I just search for it in my start menu here. So I hit Windows 11 here, and then if everything's working right, we see our VirtualBox is starting up with Windows 11. And this is it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to this YouTube channel because we are releasing new stuff about Linux and open source every week. And very brand new, we also now have a commercial Linux support. So just have a look at our website if you are interested in this. Thank you very much, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.